The girl with a hidden secret. Once upon a time, and yet not so long ago, far beyond the highest mountains and the 3 enchanted seas, lay the hidden kingdom, the land of eternal spring. In this realm lived all kinds of magical creatures. Among them was a small, sparkling fairy named Aria. Aria had wings as soft as the morning mist, and hair that glowed with a pale blue light whenever the sun went down. She lived a peaceful, happy life, until the day the sky above her kingdom turned a terrible, heavy black. Wicked storms, carrying purple lightning, began to tear through the ancient trees. The family had no choice but to flee. Their only hope was a portal, a swirling ring of golden light inside the trunk of a great ancient oak tree. This portal led to a far-off, mysterious world, a world without any magic, the world of humans. "What will happen to our home?" Aria cried through her tears. "Home is wherever we are together," her mother said softly, pulling her into a tight hug. "But remember, Aria, on the other side, there are only ordinary people. No one must see your powers. No one can ever see your wings. If anyone finds out what we are, we will be in great danger." Holding hands as tightly as they could, the fairy family stepped forward and into the golden vortex. When Aria opened her eyes, the sweet scent of magical flowers was gone. Instead, she was standing inside a dusty old house at the very end of a quiet street. Outside, everything looked gray. Strange metal carriages without any horses rushed up and down the asphalt roads. Aria reached behind her back. Her fairy wings were gone, hidden deep beneath her plain cotton t-shirt. Her glowing hair was now just a normal chestnut brown. She looked exactly like any other 10-year-old girl. "We made it," her father sighed, brushing the dust off his coat. "But from this day on, we must act like ordinary humans. Tomorrow, Aria, you start school." Aria swallowed hard. How was she supposed to live among humans without ever letting her true self slip? The next morning, the little fairy girl stood in front of a massive, noisy building. Children were running all around her, talking and staring down at small, glowing boxes in their hands. No one noticed her, and for that, Aria was truly grateful. She walked into the classroom and sat down at a desk next to a boy with messy hair and thick glasses. His name was Luka. He wasn't looking at a glowing screen. Instead, he was completely buried in a worn-out, faded book about dragons and fairies. "Hello," Aria said softly. "Hi," Luka replied without even looking up. "Are you new here?" Before Aria could answer, the teacher walked in and the lesson began. To Aria, everything felt so strange. In her world, books whispered their stories and pencils wrote down whatever you imagined. Here, she had to write everything by hand, and her fingers quickly grew tired. But more than anything, Aria's heart ached when she looked toward the corner of the room. On the windowsill sat a very sad little pot. Inside was a rose that had completely withered. Its leaves were yellow and dry, and the flower drooped down towards the ground as if it were crying. "Just one little touch," Aria thought to herself. "No one will ever notice." When the bell finally rang for recess and the other children ran outside, only Luka stayed behind. Quietly, Aria tiptoed over to the window. She gently reached out her hand and touched the withered leaf. In her mind, she pictured the warmth of the sun and the freshness of morning dew. A tiny, barely visible blue flash traveled from her fingertip to the plant. In a heartbeat, the pot came to life. The leaves turned a brilliant bright green, and the flower straightened up, blooming into a magnificent, sweet-smelling red rose. Aria smiled happily, but when she turned around to go back to her seat, her heart almost stopped. Luka was standing right behind her. His book had slipped from his hands. He stared first at the blooming rose and then at Aria. His eyes behind his glasses were wide with absolute wonder. How did you do that?" he whispered. "You didn't even water it. You just touched it. And I saw something flash." I didn't do anything," Aria stammered, quickly hiding her hands behind her back. "Maybe the rose just had a good day?" "Don't be silly," Luka said. A strange, excited smile spread across his face. "I've been watching you all morning. You are not like the other kids at all. Who are you really, Aria?" Aria stepped back, her mother's warning echoing in her mind. Just then, the school bell rang out loudly, and the other children started rushing back. Aria quickly sat down at her desk, her heart beating like a trapped bird. Her big secret was no longer just her own.